Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. I can't, I knew you were going to do that. I know it every day that you're going to lean into the camera and say good morning. And yet it always makes me chuckle. So we've been talking already for about 45 minutes on a variety of different things. And we were talking at the end of it. See, I'm jumping right into it. See, I'm a
Love
man.
it.
I'm a Bob Proctor type of guy. Just
Jump right
business,
in.
business,
Just
business. I'll just have to grow my hair a little bit more. And so, and we've been talking for a while, and we were talking about Saturday's imagination party and the number of people that have signed up for it. And if you haven't signed up for it, go to one of our Facebook pages, and the link is in every post that I post. And in fact, I'll put it in the remarks section of this today as well. It's at 1 o'clock on this Saturday, and it's on self-love and gratitude. And you brought up the subject of limited beliefs and reframing the limited belief. And I said, well, wait a minute, let's hit record.
and here
So,
we are.
so I hit record. You said, good morning, Bill. And we're off and running. So we're going to talk a little bit today about limiting beliefs and reframing them.
Absolutely. So I have a powerful technique that I've been using for some time now, but I decided to create this beautiful purple PDF, and I cemented it on paper, if you will, and it's called Reframe and Redirect. And so there's four components to that reframe and redirect technique. And those, I'll name them and then I'll discuss what each of those are. So, number one is identifying a limiting belief. The second one is challenging its truth. The third one is to reframe your language or reframe the narrative. And finally, the fourth one is to anchor the new belief with action. And so when you're identifying a limiting belief, you want to ask yourself, what story am I telling that's holding me back, holding you back from moving up in a position, whatever that may be, writing a book, starting a podcast. Again, possibilities are endless. So you ask yourself, what story am I telling that's holding me back from achieving this particular thing, right? And then after you ask yourself that question, you want to write it down. So you write it down. What story are you telling yourself? Go ahead,
Yeah,
Bill.
I you know, you should keep if you really want to do this exercise. This is my perception here, my opinion. Keep a pad of paper with you. Keep a little book with you. Keep a pen with you. What a pencil, whatever you use. No matter if you're driving around all day, whatever. And every time something that you think is a limiting belief or a negative belief that gives you and if you're paying attention, and of course we call that awareness
Hmm.
the feeling that thoughts are giving you or the words that you say are giving you, you can tell whether or not it's holding you back. If that thought or that sentence that you said is part of the story you don't want, write that down. You don't have to at that exact moment start doing this other stuff that Andrea is talking about. But identifying that limiting belief or those limiting thoughts is you do that by the emotion that it causes. And you'll see if you do this correctly, and that's the wrong word. I'm not a school teacher. If it happens to you the way it happened to me the first time I did it, you're going to fill up 2 or 3 pages of paper. Some of them will be the same,
Hmm.
because you might have thought this in the morning and you thought the same thought again in the afternoons. But if you're really aware of what you're thinking and you're saying, you're going to have 100, 200 probably, especially if you're new on this journey, of things that are your old story. And you have to write them down so you can deal with them. So,
Absolutely. And so Bill said some of it. So the second one is to challenge the truth. So after you've sat with the story you've been telling yourself and you have all this stuff written down, you can go one by one, spend a day, spend an hour, spend whatever time you want, right? And then you challenge the truth of the story you've been telling. And you want to reflect on whether that belief is fact based or fear-based? So that's the second question you want to ask. Is this based on fact? Reflect on that. Is this based on fact, or is this coming from a fear emotion, you know? And so you go in and you sit with that for as long as you need to. There's no time, there's no right way or wrong way to do it. It's what feels good to you and what you're able to um, discover about yourself and about your limiting beliefs and about your thoughts and about the story you're telling to yourself and other people.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Phil.
you know, the fact may be that let's say you're looking to get promoted because you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you know if you get promoted, you'll make extra money. So the fact is, you went in and you did an interview and you passed over. Somebody else got it. Okay, that's a fact. It happened. Now you walk out the door and you say, "I'm not good enough. I'm not good." Is that a fact? No, that's
Mhm.
not a fact. That's your fear again. That's you making a story that you don't want. It's based on a fact of you didn't get that particular promotion or that pay raise that you were looking for, but it's not a fact that you're not good enough. It's only a fact that you're not good enough if you keep telling yourself that story. So,
Right. Exactly. And so then we come to the third one, which is to reframe the narrative or reframe your language. So, as an example, if you say something like, I'm not worthy of this good life because of my past, you could simply reframe that by saying, my past has made me resilient and I deserve all the good things in my life. That's just simple. And that can apply to anything. It could apply to if you're saying negative things about your weight or how you look, you know, and you're saying, well, I don't look good enough, you know, you could reframe that. I am beautiful and perfect just the way that I am. I'm working each day to live a healthier life. I am excited about walking out in nature, and I know that this is contributing to my great health and me feeling better and looking better, right? So that you reframe your language, you reframe the narrative of the story you've been telling up until now.
and when you reframe that, you reframe it in your language. And I'm not
Correct.
talking about whether you speak English or Spanish or French. You reframe it in your words, words that are good for you, words that make you feel good.
Right.
I remember when I first started this my journey, I used to think I had to say, "I'm so happy and grateful." I'm so happy and grateful. If I left out happy or grateful, I'm not going to get it. You know, if I write it down, I got to write down, I am so happy and grateful. Bullshit. That's not
Right.
my language. You
Right.
know, now happy is and grateful is, and it's
Mhm.
more so now than it was 20 years ago or 25 years ago when I started my journey. But at the time, it was like I was repeating something just to repeat it because those are the magic words. Those are the magic beans for Jack and the Beanstalk, you know?
Mhm.
I know that's before most of your time, but Jack got some magic beans and he grew a beanstalk. Uh, Say it in words that make you feel good, that you're not searching to make sure I said it right, because now you've taken the emotion out of that reframe.
Absolutely, absolutely. And using your own language is so important. You don't have to copy anybody else and what they say. I'm so happy and grateful, or everything always works out for me. That's just my famous thing because
And
I
it
listen
feels
to
good.
it.
But that feels
Right. And
good to you. It feels good to me. All is well. It feels good.
yes,
I'll use that
correct,
forever. And I heard it from
correct.
Abraham.
Yes, and it used to be even, and I'll even go a little bit further. When I used to go to church, I felt that the only way that God would answer my prayers if I said it exactly how others were saying it and how they were saying that we needed to say it. And so, you know, words like supplication, I don't know why that word sticks in my mind, and long suffering. Long suffer. Why do I have to supplicate and long suffer to get my what? That doesn't make sense. And so again, it took many years for me to come out of that and say, I trust that God is already provided all the things. I trust that source has already given me all my grandest desires. I believe because of everything that I'm doing right now that all that I desire is already waiting for me. It's whatever makes you feel good, whatever is you your language. I mean, whatever that may be. So use your own language when you're reframing your negative language into something positive that's empowering.
I know individuals that seem to believe that when they reframe it, it has to be colorful and beautiful and flowing
Right.
words and stuff. And so they'll write a 10 word or 2 sentence affirmation where I can say it in 3 words that make me feel good in my
Right.
language. Write it the way it makes you feel good, not to where you're trying to remember what you wrote down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that really just, when you do that, it makes it easier for you to build a new habit instead of trying to recite a paragraph of all the affirmations. It's just as simple as I feel good today.
And we know consistency and repetition is the way to change or to reframe your limiting beliefs within your subconscious mind. We know that. So if you're trying to say something that somebody else said that's not your language, if you're trying to write it out so colorful that it looks so beautiful, you know, but it doesn't really make you feel that feeling that you can just say so that it flows out of your mouth and it feels so good the whole time you're saying it, and you don't really care if it makes me feel good because it's about you. It makes it, how do you feel good? Those are going to stick with your subconscious mind and change the way you're thinking and saying things more quickly than trying to say, like my example before, I'm so happy and grateful. I'm so happy. What am I happy? What great way I missed out grateful, you know? So.
Definitely. So again, and I can't emphasize enough, use your own language. What makes you feel good, what's comfortable, what sounds good, what feels right, that matches you, your personality, and who you are. And finally, to bring all of this together, you anchor your new beliefs, your new positive affirmations, your empowering thoughts, your empowering actions. You anchor that with action. And so you commit to a small step. And I said small step on purpose. Commit to a small step, taking action to do these things so that you can see evidence of that in your life. And so those are the 4 steps to reframe and redirect.
And let me go a little bit further on the action one. Now, you just wrote, if you're like me, 100 or more plus that first day that I did the exercise. And Andre and I didn't talk about this before we started recording. This is just the way we live our lives. You're not going to change. Let's say you have 100 limiting beliefs. Okay, you're not going to change 100 limiting beliefs the first day or the second day. And if you try to work on 100 limiting beliefs all at one time, that's just going to slow you down. Take 1, 2 maybe that are super important for your journey and that you can get some evidence right now. Work on those first. And as those change, start working on the next ones and the next ones and the next ones. Because you want to do this incrementally. It's not really, I know, Mike Dooley says baby steps, got to have baby steps. You got to step. Yeah. And it's usually better to do a baby step, a small step, so that you can actually see the results and start moving on your journey. So don't try to change all 100 of them, you know. And if you look at them carefully, a lot of them maybe not worded the same, but they're about the same thing, you know.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, and so that also indicates when you have limiting beliefs that as you write things down that have similarities to it, that for me would indicate that there is a specific belief. There may be certain things, and you're like, oh, this is based on, maybe you want to go deeper into this, kind of seems similar. You want to go deeper into where that's coming from and address that. But do that a little bit at a time, because, like Bill said, when you're trying to do too much all at once, we have a tendency to then fall back and say things like it's too hard. I'm trying to do too much. Whatever comes up to your mind, and then you give up because you're like, this is too much for me to do. I can't change my limiting beliefs. There's too many of them, and I'm trying to change all of them tomorrow, or I'm trying to change them all in one day. That's impossible because we have been conditioned and we have been consistent in practicing the things that are disempowering for so long that, like anything else, like smoking, like drinking too much, like doing things that are not good for us, they're habits that we formed, and they take some time. How long that time is dependent upon your consistency and your willingness to really change. And then on top of that is to ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you choosing to change your limiting beliefs? What's your why? Is it, what is it? What is it to you? Not what it is to everyone else, but why do you want to make this change in your life? And when your why is stronger than anything else, then you'll be able to just take the very first step so that you're able to achieve whatever it is that you set out to achieve. And there's always support. Bill and I are here to support you on your journey. And that's why we're doing this, to support and empower others to believe in themselves and to really go forth and do great things. And you can't do that if you don't take the first
It
step.
it it makes your journey so much more so much smoother and actually quicker if you have a mentor or a coach, teacher to help you. And I know, the first thing that used to go through my mind 25 years ago or whatever it was when I started this, they just want my money. You know, Joe Vitale was charging $5,000 back when he first came out of The Secret, which was, I don't even know what year The Secret came out, but that's quite a long time ago. And I thought, $5,000 to be coached by one of your subordinates? I don't even get to talk to you. You money hungry, greedy son of a bitch. I'm not taking your course. You can't fool me. I mean, really, those were the thoughts that came to my, and those were my limiting beliefs as well. I much would have rather have read The Having and decided was it a red light or a green light based on my own beliefs than that. But I mean, but a coach or a teacher will help you on your journey. And Andrea and I in February, and I had not intended to say this, but we are coming out with our own signature program that you'll be able to. It'll be a 12-week program where we'll take you through mindset, we'll take you through limiting beliefs, we'll take you through gratitude, and we'll do this all with recordings that you can watch as well as one-on-one and group coaching, and we'll have mind movies incorporated into it so that you have a vision board. We'll have hypnotic programming sessions into it so that you have recordings so that you can listen to daily to reprogram your subconscious mind using your affirmations, not my affirmations or Andrea's affirmations. And it'll all come together within that 12-week program. And we'll have more information on that here in the near future. And if it's something that interests you, we'd be more than happy to talk to you about it, because not everybody is ready for a 12-week program, or they can barely get through a 30-day goal setting challenge. So it's not like we're just going to say, yeah, give me your $25,000 and you're in, buddy. It won't be anything like $25,000, and we won't just coach you because you have money. We want to coach people that are ready and willing to move forward in their life and in their journey, and to live a better and happier life and a better vibrational life, so that they can affect other people just as much as we're trying to affect people right now. And we're still learning, we're still growing. We're going through courses
Every day.
in March again on we mentioned it last week, soul alignment, helping us create even more of a vibrational turmoil for you. We want to make you feel good. No, we want to walk in a room, and Andrea said this last week, where her vibration actually goes through the door before she does, and they know she's coming. So, and if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe button. And listen, today we really wanted to give you a very simple yet powerful technique that you can use, and you can start today. It literally doesn't cost you anything. What it does cost is your time and your commitment to yourself and your growth. So if you are committed to growing and expanding and being the best version of yourself, not 10 years from now, not 5 years from now, but begin today, then use this very powerful yet simple technique: reframe and redirect, right?
There you go.
Identify your limiting belief, challenge its truth, reframe the language, and then put it into action. That's it. Anchor it with some action. Take that first step. And if you start small and you take one step at a time,
Yeah, and believe it or not, and I know we're over our time here, but Andrea's saying anchor it. You right now, your limiting beliefs are what you have anchored. You
yes,
have this anchor that's on your around your neck or on your shoulders that is weighing you down. The longer the rope on an anchor, the deeper and deeper and deeper that anchor goes. And that's what's happening to you right now with all of us, not just you, all of
right,
us with our limiting beliefs. They anchor us into that. And what we want to do is we want to pull that anchor up and we want to take it out and put it back in the boat and not back in the water and change that limiting belief so that it works in our favor.
right. And when you
I
do
was a
that,
sailor.
I love that. And when you do that, you actually see evidence of your changes, your commitment. You see that happening in your life. You'll see that change, and you'll look in the mirror one day and you'll be unrecognizable to yourself, and not in a bad way, because there are the opposite of looking in the mirror and you're like, who the heck am I and why am I here and why have I not done something different than what I've been doing for however long you've been doing it, right? And so in this instance, you want to look in the mirror and just smile with so much joy and so much love for yourself and gratitude for everything that you've done, all the work you've put in to be the incredible life-giving human being that you are. You have the power within you. So start by taking the first step and letting go of those chains that are yanking you down in the wrong direction and keeping you down. So if you take one step, one small step at a time, and you do that consistently, again, you'll see evidence of all your hard work and all the things that you're doing. You'll see that in your life and you have something to celebrate. So celebrate today by even listening to this message. Celebrate that you took the time out to hear what was being said and put some thought into it, and then sit with it, reflect on it, and begin to use it. It's not difficult at all. It's free. All it takes is you doing the thing.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Yeah, the price is only your commitment to it.
Absolutely.
Figure out that why, really figure out the why. So that's it for today.
That's it. We thank you so much for listening. Like Bill said, if you like today's message, like the video. If you know someone that could use this message, share it with them. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to the channel, The Dream and the Journey. We're expanding and growing so we can reach many more people. And that's it. You guys
That's
are
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep your eye out for our new signature program coming sometime in February. We're going to call it Mindset Matrix, I think.
Yes, I love it. The
So,
mindset matrix. Until next time,
ahoy,
toodaloo,
matey.
darlings.
See ya.
Bye.